We're here at the Health Innovation Conference 2025 in Las Vegas at the Venetian Resort, and I'm speaking to all sorts of leaders about the future of healthcare and health technology. Well, I'm pleased now to be joined by the Chief Medical Officer at CVS Health, Dr. Amy Compton Phillips. Dr. Amy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Here at this event, what do you see as the future of healthcare?
Oh, well, I think at this event and elsewhere, I see the future of healthcare being personalized, proactive, predictive, really centered around the human beings that it's all about.
And how does innovation play into those trusted, patient-first relationships?
Innovation is so critically needed because right now, something that's true with the healthcare ecosystem, I got my MD in 1990. And back in 1990, a person who needed help and a person who could help, so a patient and a physician, or a person and a nurse, or whoever it was, would just be able to be like this. And since that time, we've had electronic medical records, and we've had networks, and we've had rules, and we've had prior auth, and we've had all kinds of things come in between the person who needs help and the person who has help. And all of those things are new steps we can mess up and break trust between clinicians and patients, right? And so what I'm seeing out here on the innovation floor, and what I'm seeing in the people really focused on changing healthcare, is taking all that stuff that comes between a person who needs help and a person who can help, putting it in the background, automating, simplifying, and bringing the trusted relationship back into health and care.
I mean, how essential is that to quality care?
Oh, I think it's critical to quality care. I mean, are you going to do something if you don't trust the person telling you that this is what we should be doing to help keep you healthy well? So I think trust is foundational for us to improve the health and well-being of everybody in the country. And it's incumbent upon us within the healthcare industry to do the work to demonstrate we're trustworthy, that we are someone who has their best interest at heart. There was a study done by Time Magazine and Gallup a couple years ago now that showed that 70% of people in the U.S. don't believe that healthcare in the U.S. has their best interests at heart. I mean, that's really sad. It's clearly a sign that we need to retrench what we're doing to demonstrate to patients and consumers that we are trustworthy and that we do have their best interests at heart as we seek to improve health and well-being.
To that end, how do you see clinical strategy evolving across the broader industry?
I think clinical strategy is foundational to us doing the right thing. If simplifying health is about making the right thing easier to do, we have to make sure we're doing the right thing, right? And that's what clinical strategy is all about, is how do we make the right thing easier to do for patients, for clinicians, and for the businesses that pay for it. And so our clinical strategy is really all about saying, how do we be trustworthy by doing the right thing for people when and how they need it? How do we make it easier for clinicians, because we've put a lot of burdens on their shoulders to make it hard to do the right thing? And then how do we have business models that align with that as we move forward? Things like value-based care, which we're big believers in.
And what role does CVS Health and like-minded organizations play in how that care is delivered?
We have a huge role to play. So something that, when we say CVS Health, most people think about our retail footprint. We have 9,000 stores in the U.S. 90% of the country lives within 10 miles of a CVS Health, right? Of a CVS. And the fact that we have so many access points, think about how if you need something in person, you have an access point close to home, right? And so we talk about things like healthcare deserts that make it hard to access care. So we can open up access by thinking about our retail stores as an access point for healthcare. But even more than that, we can also think about how do we enable different ecosystems, like being able to call, click, or come in to be able to get care through Minute Clinics and through Oak Street Health, that allow people to get care on demand, whether it's urgent care or whether it's primary care, which our Minute Clinics are going over to being able to provide primary care since there's such a dearth of access right now. So I think by having different access points, by having different models, allowing virtual along with in-person, by allowing AI to supplement a lot of the things that get in the way of clinicians spending time with patients, and instead clinicians spending time doing this, that we're opening up access in different ways than have been done previously.
And what are you hoping to take away from this event?
I think the ability not only to think about innovations, but from CVS Health, how do we take innovations and scale them? Right now, we serve 165 million Americans each year. If we can get innovations into the way we do things around here at CVS Health, we can literally change the trajectory of health in the country.
Dr. Amy Compton, Phillips, Chief Medical Officer at CVS Health, thank you so much for sitting down with me here at Health.
It's been my pleasure.